What a terrific audience.
What a terrific audience. What a terrific audience.
Come on.
We're going to get canceled.
I just wanna have fun. Come and beat me up.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Nat.
It's Nia, and welcome back to Full Figured.
We're still sporting our t-shirts, so if you're interested, serious inquiries only, hit us up. Maybe you'll buy one off of us. Support us. You know, all that good stuff.
Yep.
So, I'm a terrible co-host and friend. I forgot to shout out Nia because she won a competition for bartending in Nashville. Woo!
Yeah, it was really cool that I was picked to do this competition for our hotel. So I put together a cocktail. I tried out a whole bunch of different things while I wasn't busy in the bar, and I really wanted something that was going to be well-rounded, and I wanted it to hit like multiple senses, not only just like taste, but smell, sight. I wanted it to be just a very like well-rounded cocktail. So I put together, since it was Kettle One, we had to use vodka. I did some lemon juice. I did framboise, which is a raspberry liqueur, kind of like Chambord, but tastes a lot better than Chambord. Limoncello, a honey simple syrup, and then I do a little bit of lemon oil on top. And when I tried it, it was just like a really nice balance, and I tried it out for multiple managers and they all liked it. So when I got to the competition, it was over at the JW Marriott. There were 18 other hotels, restaurants, bars that I was competing against, and you walk in and you see everyone's presentations like on their booths. It's just like very well put together. They have all these like different like decorations and everything. So it was kind of intimidating when I walked in because I'm just like walking in, wheeling my little bar cart, and I start setting up the booth, and I'm like, man, everyone's presentation looks so good. I'm just gonna have to really amp it up with the cocktail. So we put everything out, and one of our managers showed up, and she brought a whole bunch of like decorations for the table, and I was like, okay, so we have that part down. And we started prepping we had like little sample cups for the cocktail. We had to put together like 250 samples. Ooh. 250 to 300. So we had the little plastic cups, and then I got some like little clothespins and some flowers, some alyssum, and I put it on the side of all the plastic cups. So one of the girls that was going to be like my helper, that she used to be one of the servers at the hotel.
I was wondering why she was there.
Yeah, she was doing
okay.
a bunch of prep. So she was putting the clothespins and flowers on all the glasses. Dom was there. She was shaking things up. And then I was the one that was going to be explaining the cocktail to all the people that came in, because it was judged by the people that paid tickets. So rather than it being a panel of judges, it was everyone in there being the judge of the cocktails.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so I really wanted to get around and try everyone's cocktails, but because I was so in it, I was very focused in on my cocktail, and I wanted to explain it, and I wanted to be engaging with the people. I stayed there at our booth the entire time. So
you didn't get to try anyone else's?
I tried a couple people's, like the people next to us.
Yeah.
It was like Sambuca, and then I can't remember what the other one, and then I tried someone else's. But yeah, I wanted to be in the moment the whole time. And so we were pumping out the cocktails, and it's fun. You know, they have a DJ and everything. It's just like a really good time. And so when it got down to the end of the night, Oh, I also want to say the people that were coming up to our booth, they were coming up and they were like, thank you so much for explaining like your cocktail, because a lot of people aren't doing that. They're just like trying it, but they're not
Why wouldn't you explain
explaining.
it?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess like people, they wanted to like walk around and try the other people's, but I just wanted to like sit there and like explain the cocktail and everything. So they were thanking me for being in it and explaining. So it got to the end of the competition. Everyone had put in their ballots. We're waiting for the MC to announce the winner. They announced the second place, which was 88 Dynamite. And I didn't get to try theirs, but I heard it was really good. And then they announced us, and we ended up winning. So it was really rewarding.
You put a lot of work into
Oh
it.
yeah. It was really nerving leading up to it, but once you're in it, it's like a lot of fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll do some more competitions in the future. But yeah, the competition was really cool. So now I have a win under my belt.
Was that your first
That was the first
competition?
one. Mm-hmm.
Guys, she goes to her first competition and she wins it. Like, do you know what we're dealing with here? Like, this is fame. This is a queen in our presence, okay? Unbelievable. Round of applause.
I do what I can, man.
She's the best. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys, but she is the best. And that's on God. Now, wait, so I have a couple more questions. Are
Yeah.
you going to do more?
Yeah, I plan on doing more. If I find a competition that I like, then I'll enter myself.
And I know that this cocktail, I haven't tried it yet, but I
Mhm.
know that it's obviously amazing and it made it to the speakeasy
Mm-hmm.
menu.
Yeah.
Is it the best selling down there? Because I haven't worked down there yet.
It's one of them. We have a couple other ones that are really good and that sell really well. Mine's up there in like the top 3.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are the other ones that sell really well?
There is, so right now our bar is doing the Shining theme. We don't really mention our bar by name. It's so easy to find on like social media, TikTok, Instagram. Our bar right now is doing a Shining pop-up. So the movie with Jack Nicholson. And we have all of our cocktails are named after the movie. So my cocktail that I called in the Kettle One competition is called Sixth Sense. And actually I got that name. I was going to call it Fifth Sense, but I was out to dinner with my mom. She was like, that doesn't really make sense. You should call it Sixth Sense, because Sixth Sense is like, it's like a feeling, you know? It's just like something that you feel. It's like an intuition. So you should call it Sixth Sense. So that's how I got the name for that.
And that's how you won.
That's how I won. And now in the Shining bar, we're calling it Shine, I guess, which is the name of the ghost in the movie is Shine.
I have to rewatch. I haven't watched that movie in so long.
So that one is a popular one. Red Rum is a popular one. So it's kind of like a New York sour is like a bourbon-based sour, and then it has like a layer of red wine as a floater on top.
Oh, so it's kind of like a New York.
It's like a New York sour, but it's
Yeah.
with coconut rum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is a really good one just because the rum that we're using is Hard Truth toasted coconut rum. So that one on its own is
so
like
good.
it
You
has
could
its own
sip
flavor,
it.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good one, and then mixed with lime juice, a little bit of Coco Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really solid with the red wine float.
How's that one served?
It's served on a big rock in a rocks glass, and then with the red wine float on top.
Okay. How's yours is served in a Collins, right?
Mine served in the Collins glass, yeah.
Okay. Crushed ice?
Crushed ice.
Okay. I don't know why. I'm never down there anymore, so I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I have my first shift coming up down there.
Mm-hmm. And then there's another one. The one that really sells a lot is 5 Miserable Months on the Wagon, which is it's like a tequila sour, but we do a cherry infused tequila. We let it sit room temperature in tequila and cherries room temperature for 24 hours. And then you take them out from the cherries and you put it in bottles. And yeah, it's just like a cherry tequila infused sour.
Is that the one in the coupe that says red rum?
Yeah, so we stopped doing the red rum wafers. So we're often not like sponsored by Sincoro, but we have some reps that like to bring in products for us when we use their products. So one of the ladies that is a rep, she creates these little decorations that go in the cocktails. So she had these little wafers that say red rum. We have these stirs that go in the shine that has the pictures of like the twins and Johnny.
I saw that.
And
Yeah,
the
that was
rug.
really cool.
Yeah, so that's another thing that you created. But the wafers, we've done the wafers before. When they sit in liquid, they get gummy, and so it just, if you're drinking that and you don't know that that's going to happen, it's going to have like a really like snotty consistency in your mouth. So we stopped doing that. Plus, if your hands are wet as you're like making cocktails and serving it, they're going to stick together.
I remember doing that for the roof.
Yeah, so we sort of 86'd the wafers that go in the drink.
They're kind of like the wafers that you'd get at church
Mm-hmm.
when you go up to do communion.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the consistency of them. So
Right.
yeah, they would get really gummy. And yeah, if you have wet hands, like you're moving really quick and you can't use the tongs,
Mhm.
which I never do even if I'm not busy, then they get like they disintegrate. It's just gross, and then it's like chalky almost.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Yeah, so we stopped doing that, but those are the most popular cocktails, I will say,
Okay.
in the bar.
Do you really quick want to talk about why we're wearing sunglasses?
I don't know. I was in like a weird Andrew Tate type mood.
We're in a silly, goofy mood.
Yeah, we've just been goofing around between episode takes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yo, we should, you know how Andrew Tate always wears sunglasses in his appearances, you know, when he's not in jail for trafficking.
Right.
He usually wears sunglasses, and you know, I don't favor Andrew Tate at all, but I'm like, we should wear sunglasses for this episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm always about the attention, so I said yes.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I said, well, let's just wear sunglasses.
Yeah. Did you want to talk more about your competition or anything?
I mean, not really. We hit on pretty much everything. After the competition, a bunch of the bartenders went over to Mother's Ruin, and we just celebrated the win. So that was cool. It was cool to be recognized for your accomplishments.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
You work really hard,
Mm-hmm.
and you make the most banging bestseller cocktails.
Yeah.
And I think that segues a little bit to how we come up with cocktails. So we're often asked to come up with different cocktails. I'll just say, like, some of the cocktails I've created are really just riffs off of classic cocktails. I once created a really good cocktail. It was more like of a dessert one. At the restaurant bar, it was like an amaretto sour, but with chocolate and a little bit of banana liqueur.
Yeah, I tried that. Was good.
I just thought of it and I was like, yeah, amaretto sour is good. And I must have my period or something. And I was like, let's add some chocolate to it. But I think that a lot of the classic cocktails, obviously, like, I think that when you imitate or copy something, I think that's like the biggest form of flattery.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people disagree with that, but in my opinion, like, when you imitate something, it's a big form of flattery. So ideas obviously come off of other ideas. So I think a lot of bartenders just take it, and what it's called is a riff off of a classic. Is you take a classic and you kind of just make something your own. That could be like, you know, how the last word is a gin cocktail with maraschino, lime, and chartreuse.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made the Naked and Famous, so you replaced the gin with mezcal. So, like, I would say that's a riff on a classic,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I think the gin came first.
Yeah.
But I will say a lot of people, this is so off topic, are in a mezcal mood from what I've noticed right now. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of mezcal orders up on the roof. People always asking for mezcal, which is very bizarre. But anyways, so that's kind of how I create cocktails. Is I'm not like Nia, so I don't have that really creative part in my brain. But you kind of just go off of a feeling and you test things out. You're gonna like make a mistake, and you're always gonna make something that tastes not that great, or you're trying to find your perfect. So if you're ever getting discouraged, just keep trying. There's so many different things that you can work with. You can ask people for advice. Again, like, the more you know, the more you read up, the more there's great books on pairings of different ingredients and things like that could really help make and transform a cocktail. So that's how I've gotten some questions on that. Like, how do you create cocktails that are your own? They're not always necessarily your own. I would say yours is very unique and your own.
With my cocktail, I wanted to go based off like an idea of something that I enjoy in everyday life. So mine is based off of a drink. It's called a medicine ball. You can get it at like Starbucks. It's usually like lemonade, a little bit of raspberry syrup, and then like a tea bag. And all that together, it's just like it tastes really good, and it usually hits you on like the side of your palate. It's just really good. So I base my cocktail off of that idea.
How do they serve it at Starbucks?
They serve it hot because it's supposed to be like you drink it like when you're sick.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's called a medicine ball, but it's literally just like hot lemonade, raspberry syrup, and tea.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
my next order.
yeah, I 100% based it off of medicine balls
Sponsor us, Starbucks.
or Tazo tea.
Tazo is the shit. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. But see, it always comes from somewhere.
Yeah, it's like ideas off of ideas. So one of my good friends that works over at Skull's Rainbow Room, he has this amazing banana bread old fashioned, and yeah, it sounds weird, but I ended up trying it, like making it. So this might be his recipe. I might have like changed a few things, but it's rye bourbon, a little bit of banana liqueur, demerara syrup, and like 3 dashes of black walnut bitters, and it tastes just like banana bread.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have it on the menu?
They have it on the menu, but I did not find that out until yesterday. I was playing around with ideas, and I texted him, and I was like, hey, can I use your banana bread old fashioned on our new menu because it is too good to not be showcased? He's like, oh yeah, but I'll have to ask management for it. I said, is it on your menu? He said, yes. So I was like, we've already had issues before, so we
don't poke the bear,
Yeah.
especially them. Yeah.
So I'm glad it's on their menu, but the thing is, at Skulls, people aren't really ordering their cocktails that much. They have a couple that are like the Rainbow Room, people are ordering that all the time, but a lot of their drinks, people aren't getting them.
They're always getting like espresso martinis.
Espresso martinis, they're
Wine.
getting the Naked and Famouses
Yep.
and things like that.
Classics.
Whiskey sours, yeah. They're not really ordering the drinks off the menu. I said, this is too good to not be showcased because at our bar, especially around the holidays, it's very high volume. So people are going to be ordering their drinks left and right.
Mm-hmm.
If that banana bread old fashioned was on our menu, it would be a top seller. I like hands down.
We have that really good one upstairs. but it's the toasted coconut rum old fashioned, basically.
Okay.
And that one's really good too, but I want to try that, the banana bread. But then, like, what do you think? You think you can make, like, I remember last year we also had a pumpkin spice espresso martini, but an old fashioned too.
So that one was mine. With the pumpkin puree.
You're rude as fuck. I had no idea.
Too, yeah.
Well, I'd just gotten there. Why didn't you tell me?
I thought people knew that's a thing.
I had no idea that was your. Why don't we put that one back on?
I don't know. So I do not care where my drink goes.
I think that people would go crazy for it.
Yeah. They said it would be really good in the restaurant bar. So I was like, that's fine. I really don't care where my drink goes as long as it goes on a menu. So if you remember last year, our restaurant bar was used as a waitlist bar for our speakeasy.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever they were coming into the bar, they usually came in with a drink already. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were like, oh, can you make that old fashioned that's out there in the restaurant bar? It's like, oh, you mean my drink? That yeah, sure, I can make it. But, we have like a full menu in here if you want to just like take a look at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were just so dead set on that old fashioned. I was like, it's fine. I don't even care.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought everybody knew that one was mine.
I didn't. Rude, but okay. I'm just kidding.
What can I say?
I'm acting like a prima donna today, so don't mind me and my shitty attitude. But yeah, I had a couple of questions come up about how to create like your own cocktail. So that's how we wanted to answer that for you. No, it doesn't come in a dream of mine because I don't dream about bartending. I dream about being a millionaire with a horse.
I don't dream of work.
I don't dream of work.
What do I look like dreaming of work? I dream of luxury.
I dream of
peace.
Which peace and work, they go like this. They don't coincide, they go like this. They go parallel past each other. They don't touch. Peace and work don't touch. Yeah, I don't dream about that. My dreams are really fucked up, but it ain't work fucked up. Alrighty, so moving on to dreams. We dream of manager support, but not the kind that we get.
Yep.
If you're a manager and you think that helping is going behind the bar and making cocktails while there's already like 3-4 people at the bar and your body is just literally there getting in the way, I just want you to know that no matter what you think that looks like, that ain't it. That ain't help. That ain't support. So, also what isn't support is when you're drowning at a bar when someone calls out and you call and your manager sends up a bar back who never worked a day in his life at the bar before to help make drinks.
What? When was that?
Thursday, yep. So I came in, we got a new bar back, nice kid, freaked out on him, not by, like, on purpose. I didn't really freak out on him. But I called our manager, and I said, listen, like, I'm alone up here for 2 hours. It's a nice, beautiful day. It's not too hot. It was, like, that really nice, perfect weather. I had, like, 25 people deep. And I'm not talking like we're just ordering beers and wines. We're ordering cocktails.
Yep.
So I'm shaking, stirring, whatever. So I call her like off my watch. And I'm like, listen, I need help. Like, it's really bad. Food's already on a wait time, like all this stuff. And she's like, well, I'm deep in the cooler. I can't come out.
Oh, no.
And I said, okay, well, send somebody. Like, I need somebody to help. She sends up the bar back his first day. He's literally in uniform running food. Because on your first day, they want you to know the food. So you follow the food runner to see what all the food looks like. He comes upstairs and he's like, hey, I'm here to help. I didn't know that he was training to be a bar back. I thought he was training to be bar. So I was like, okay, I haven't been here in a couple days because I work part-time now. So I was like, okay, like, can you make this, this, and this? And he's like, so this is my first day. I've never worked up here before. So I looked at him and I go, do you know how to pour a beer? He goes, yeah. I was like, okay, I need 3 Nashville lagers, 2 beard irises, and 1 hippies and cowboys. He just starts pouring beers.
Aww.
Which was nice, but like I just looked at him and I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not on you, but why the fuck did she send you up here? And he's like, yeah, I thought the same thing. And then she comes up and she was like, I thought maybe he can help clear plates and clean up the tables outside. Babe, that's the least of my concern. When I just opened, nobody has ordered food, or like they just ordered all together from me. What makes you think that I need that kind of help? Like, I need help swiping credit cards. He doesn't even know how to use the system yet.
Yeah.
And our system, like our POS, is like older than everybody at the hotel combined. So it's not that, like, it's easy-ish, but he doesn't even know the code.
Yeah.
So how the fuck am I supposed to, like, I don't want him to accidentally mess up the till, mess up someone's, you know, whatever. So I was like, that's not manager support. Manager support is the cooler can wait. It's been a disaster for 2 days since you haven't been here, since the delivery came in. You don't have to be doing that right now.
No.
Go upstairs, get your ass up there and help me. That's what manager support is. I know I just said we don't want your bodies behind the bar, but that's when there's like 4 of us. Like, in that case, then you go clear out the tables and bring the dishware and stuff like that. Or just fucking disappear like you guys do. It's always when you're okay that they come up and they want to be like big shot bartender and show off. But it's when you need them that it's vanish. Like Avatar, The Last Airbender. He vanished. I can't do it. Don't be fucking around like that. When I call you and I say I need you, you or a manager better fucking be on their merry way up, because you guys want to talk efficiency and all this big talk. It ain't efficient if I'm drowning in cocktails, figuratively and literally. I forgot to tell you that.
That's hilarious that they sent him.
That actually might have been Friday morning when you came up and I had that face, that stank ass face. I think it was that day. It all the days started meshing together. We had a very banquet heavy week, so we had like a lot of events and a lot of different groups staying at the hotel. So we had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Which I love the money and I love being busy. I love getting to work and being busy. If at all it's slow, I get super lethargic and I get really like unmotivated. But if it is busy like that and it's just me, like I can run it as much as I can, but then there's only so much a one person show can do.
No, if there is one person in the bar given 2 people and the whole bar is packed, there needs to be someone else up there, a manager.
Yeah.
Because it gets ridiculous when it starts to get busy like that. The manager support that we have is not the manager support that we need. If we have multiple people behind the bar, I need your support in different ways. This is before we had a bar back. I need you outside clearing glasses. You are not above doing support. And that's what I'm trying to help you understand.
Above, yes.
In the nicest way possible. I'm trying to be softer about it. But if a manager came in and looked around the room and they see that there are glasses on the table and they see that the bartenders are doing something, what is the first thing that manager is going to do? They're going to see those glasses and go pick them up, go bust them. That's creating a solution. Creating a problem is coming in, seeing that there are glasses on the bar, and telling the bartender that there are glasses on the bar.
The verbiage.
Are you kidding me?
I love that. Creating a solution, creating a problem. That's
Yeah.
what they always say. Do you remember when they were telling us when we opened the Moulin Rouge theme that we need to be more on top of going to clear glassware?
Yeah.
So we were like joking, like running to the tables to get
Mhm.
glassware. Babe, if I'm in the middle of a rush, the glassware on the tables is, I get like everyone's different. And of course, I don't want to go to a table and sit with glasses there. But that is no longer my job if I'm making your cocktails
Mhm.
to go and do a run. Like if I have the time or a break to go do a run and like look at all the glasses, I'll do it. But that doesn't mean that's my priority at the moment.
And trust me, I know that there are glasses on the table. I can see them.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, when I get done with what I'm doing right now, I will go bust that table.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry. It's not that I'm being lazy.
Mm-mm.
It's that I am in the middle of clearing this bar out so that I can worry about the house. That's my main concern. Because once these people start complaining about how long that it takes for them to get these glasses, it's always something. It's never nothing. It's always something.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking too long to get my drinks. Now the table is dirty. Now I need all my glasses. It's always something. Like there's always going to be a problem. But my main concern is making sure that everyone at the bar has their drinks so that they can leave me alone, so that I can go clear this table, so that I can reset my bar. That's what we need manager support for.
Mm-hmm.
And if you start to come behind the bar, listen up. If as a manager, you start to come behind the bar and you know that it's busy and you know that we're trying to maneuver around, move. Get out of the way, big old beluga ass. Get out the way, bro. Like, I do not need you standing in front of the coolers so that I need coops. I need to get a Coke. I need to get a soda water. I need something from this fridge. Move, bro. Like, what do y'all not understand?
In the words of Luda.
I don't get it. Like, they want to come behind the bar and like just stand there. I don't need you behind the bar. I need you in the room, not behind my bar.
It's not amateur hour.
Guys.
You can pretend you were a bartender at this bar, and this bar. It's not amateur hour. Leave it to us. You're a manager for a reason. We're bartenders for a reason. If you want to be a bartender so bad, revoke your manager status and apply to be a bartender.
And it's not like you're behind the bar like helping, like
you're not
doing the dishes or putting stuff back where it's supposed to be or stocking.
You're trying to look good.
You're leaning.
Mm-hmm.
You're leaning behind the bar on your phone and you're in my way.
Ooh, not the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've made a big deal about us having our phones out. We very rarely have our phones out at the bar, especially when it's busy, but they made a bigger deal out of it because they're like, they don't want us to have our phones out in guest view. I get it. I totally understand. But be a man of your word and take all that into accountability.
And do the same.
And do the exact same thing. So don't come behind my bar and start to be on your phone. Because when I call you out, you're going to look so dumb.
Because, yes. And because you know what looks worse? And I've actually gotten this from guests before. People will comment on us being so busy and managers being on their phone and they're like, why aren't they, like, guests that you're vibing with, they'll be like, why aren't they doing anything?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, beats me, they're on their phone. And people visibly see that. It almost looks worse because, and you made a good point, we had a meeting about our phones and you and I both had the points of, we both spoke up because who knows us to not speak up. And Nia said, we do need our phones at the bar because say someone asks us to make a certain cocktail that we don't know, which to me, it doesn't happen like crazy often, but in the beginning it did.
Mm-hmm.
I look up all the time, like every bartender's going to come after me, but there's like jokes online about how the variations on how to make up a Mai Tai. I literally looked up how to make a Mai Tai because one of the bartenders made this guy a Mai Tai. He was like, I don't like it. So then I looked up and there's like 50 different recipes on how to make a fucking Mai Tai. It's all over Movers and Shakers Co. Like they always make fun of that. But I'm still looking shit up here and there. Someone ordered an AMF, like an Adios motherfucker. Now I know what it is, but I had to look up. It's basically a Long Island iced tea with blue curacao. Yeah. I have to look shit up sometimes. All of us have to do it. I need my phone readily available. I'm not even touching my phone when it's busy unless I call and text managers off of my watch. Like, I can't even find my phone half the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then another thing, like, sometimes when I'm trying to call off the watch, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or they can't hear me and I can't hear them. I need my phone just in case I need you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, this isn't fucking school where, like, I'm on my phone not paying attention to work. Obviously, if I'm in the weeds, my full attention is, like, getting drinks out, pumping them out. But I need my phone to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this. There are definitely bartenders, I can name like 3 off my hand, like, that take advantage, watch reels on their phone all day, like, do not get off their phone. I'm surprised their screen time isn't 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not everybody. And if we're busy, I can guarantee you those bartenders still don't have their phone at the busiest times. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I was trying to tell them that they were like, oh, well, if you need to check on like a recipe for a customer, maybe step off the floor. And I said, I'm going to tell y'all right now, if I'm busy and I need to look up a cocktail, I'm not going to leave the floor to look up a cocktail. That's just not.
Hell, no, that takes away from efficiency.
Yeah.
You want to talk about efficiency not being on our phone? It takes away efficiency when we walk away physically from the bar. That door locks and we have to go around.
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like if you disappear? If you're talking to someone and you whip out your phone and you're like, I'm always honest. I'm like, I have to look that up real quick. I'll literally in front of them look it up really quick, and then I'll be like, oh, okay. And they know, like, I'm communicating with them that I'm looking it up. They know that I'm not texting in the middle of our conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine. It's not a big deal. I can't.
They don't, I mean, they're just like, they're not seeing it from a bartender perspective. That's what I've been trying to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly saying, put yourself in our shoes. We're doing what we can in the most efficient way possible. You just have to trust that we're not going to just be on our phone the entire time, because that's not the case.
No.
A manager, one day, I was in the bar. Mind you, the bar had closed. The bar was closed, and everyone was gone.
Oh.
And I was cleaning the well out, and I was in a text argument with someone. So while I'm cleaning the bar, I'm also trying to text someone. And he was like, Nia, why are you on your phone right now? Get off your phone. I was like, there's literally no one in here and the bar is closed. He was
While
like,
he's looking at Apple products.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, get off your phone. I was like, and Dawn was like, we literally don't take breaks the entire time. She can send a text out real quickly. Because why is me being on my phone while I'm cleaning? I am in the middle. I'm on one hand texting, the other hand is cleaning, scrubbing the well. Why can't I just send my little text and there's no one in here? And then immediately after that, he's sitting at the bar texting. I said, that's weird that you just got on me for being on my phone and you're on your phone right now.
And it's
Makes
wild
no sense.
because that same manager, I asked him, we used to have like fake candles in our bar, and they're tedious to turn off, like, because we have like 9,000 remotes for
Mhm.
like different groups of the candles. And when I work down there a lot, like, I love working at that bar. That's my favorite bar to work at. But in my opinion, it's the most tedious to close. It's during the Moulin Rouge, at least. You have like all these little things that you have to do, turn off those little candles, whatever, so they don't die. So sometimes the managers, if you're lucky, will do that automatically. But 90% of the time, they don't. So I said usually and then don't. But him specifically, I was like, when you're closing that bar by yourself on a weekday, it takes for fucking ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, can you just turn off those candles really quick? And he's like, anything else? That's the easiest job. I'm not even asking you to take out the trash. I'm not asking you to leave the bar. I'm asking you, like, I know I just said it's a tedious thing to do, but it is still the easiest to do. You're not like polishing glassware. You're not doing anything crazy. You're not wiping down the well, wiping down every bottle. You're turning off candles with a button. It just saves me an extra 5 minutes. Like, can you please just do it? This is why you're closing. And no, they just sit at the bar like this.
On their phone the entire time.
The entire time. And like, they're not working on schedules at 1 a.m.
No.
They're not doing
They're
anything.
on TikTok. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram.
Looking at Apple products.
Yeah. There was another time that I was in there. The manager had just walked in and we're trying to close. We have so much to do. And there's still glasses on the table. I said, hey, there's a couple of glasses on that table over there while I'm doing something. He said, okay, why don't you go get them then? Really? Like,
The worst.
If you're going to have that mindset, I don't even want you in the bar. And I've tried to tell these managers that if you are going to come in and then just sit and be in the way, you might as well go do it somewhere in a quiet corner, not in the bar when I'm trying to be productive.
Yeah, go disappear. Because it's better than having you sit there watching me and then you're slowing me down with your stupid conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't respond, you get upset that I'm ignoring you.
Yeah.
It's so ass backwards. I hope you hear this. I'm so being real. I hope you hear this because no, I'm not going to make this the roast of this person because I was about to go in. Ujjayi breath. We're good. I just had to take myself back. I was about to start a roast upon an open flame. But yeah, it also bothers me when you text a manager that you're going to be ready to be out because you have Bonnaroo that you have to leave the house at 6 a.m. for, and you're closing at 10:30, and then you have an hour drive home. And you tell this manager that you're going to be done, and then you text them 15 minutes early because you know they're still going to be late to come up. And then I'm sitting upstairs for 20 minutes and they never come up. And then I send them another text and they said coming up, and then they never come up for another 10 minutes. And then you go downstairs to bring them the stuff that you need to check out. And they're sitting at the bar with another bartender, shooting the shit. And I look at them like this. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I literally said, are you fucking kidding me? And they're like, what? And I said, I literally told you earlier that when I'm closed, I'm leaving. Like, when I finish, I started closing down an hour and a half early to be out of the door, clocking out at 10:01.
Yep.
Like, I need to go. And you really pulled this kind of bullshit on me.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Like, you were like, what the fuck? It's so obnoxious. And no, like, oh, well, you get extra hours. I'm so glad that $1.75 will reflect on my paycheck. Like, fuck off.
No, that's why I got a verbal warning the other day. Because I was like, I'm not gonna sit around waiting for you. And then they were like, you didn't check out with me first? I said, no, because you're taking too long. I have a doctor's appointment at 8 o'clock in the morning. I gotta go.
Yep.
Got a verbal warning the next day. Really? Like, and you didn't even send me that text until 20 minutes after I left. That means I was going to be sitting there for an extra 20 minutes waiting for you to get there.
Because when you go down to try to find them, they're nowhere to be found.
Nowhere. Now, given I should have left my bank with like the front desk or put it in the register or something, I left it right there on the POS. I think that's the only reason why I got in trouble. Still, like, if you're going to be a lazy manager, I don't want you in my bar. I don't want you anywhere near my bar.
Yeah. I don't know who you're trying to look good in front of because the head managers are gone by that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know what staying late looks good on. Like, if you're hourly and you want to stay late, don't waste my time. Check me out and then go on TikTok in the fucking office or go hide in the bathroom for an hour. Do you, boo? but like, why the fuck are you doing this to me? Like, we have shit to do. We have lives. Like, oh, I can't, because I'll just get back into roasting on open flame. I just cannot. It's super frustrating. If you're in a management position or you're pursuing a management position, that's why I don't believe a lot of the people that say that they used to be bartenders, because if you used to be a bartender in a place like we're at, or even like a dive bar that gets super busy, like you understand the hustle bustle and like wanting to get out on time. But if you don't understand that, then to me you were never in a bartender position. Period. So it's just like, I can't deal with it.
I'm just tired. I'm tired.
I'm tired
of dealing with bad support. That's
Bad,
why
yeah.
I'm a little grateful that we have a bar back now. Like there was one day, so because Shine, going back to the Shining pop-up that we're doing, because Shine is such a popular cocktail, people are ordering. The batching process that was supposed to happen for my cocktail that I created was completely flipped, and I asked them multiple times. I didn't tell them, I asked them to not do it the way that they did, because it's just going to be used in the wrong way. So we're going through three ounces of the batch per cocktail. That is a lot of the batch that we're using at a time for one drink. So for two cocktails, we're going through 6 ounces. That's like daggone near like half the bottle.
Yeah. You're wasting it.
Yeah, we're using a lot. I'd rather go get 6 bottles of vodka than to go get 6 bottles of the batch and then have to keep making the batch. There was one day that we had a bunch of bottles we had 6 quarts from those big delis full of the Shine. So that was enough to fill, 6 bottles. And because it was a popular cocktail, we ran out.
Right.
And we didn't have any more of the batch. So we told said manager that we ran out. And he goes, well, I guess I have to go make it now.
Yeah, that's your job.
Yeah. And he was asking me if we changed the batch. And I was like, no, it's still the way that you created it to be. So the next day, he came in and told us that we were unprepared.
You're lying.
He told us that we were unprepared because we didn't make enough of the batch. I said, no, we made plenty of the batch. It's just that it's a popular cocktail and we're going through so much at a time that we ran out. And the batch that you made the second time we ran out of that too. Don't come in here and tell me we're unprepared.
So take accountability.
No.
Stop blaming it on other people and take accountability, especially if you're in a leadership position. You want to have people look up to you and follow you, right? So admit that you fucked up, because I have no problem. I fuck up all day long. I admit and take accountability. Like, for example, leaving this bar and going somewhere else. I'm reaping what I sowed. Like, I'm not working in the bar I want because I left you guys to go somewhere new. I fucked up. That was a decision I made. I'm taking accountability for it. I'm working my ass off to get back to where I want to be. Take accountability and say, yeah, maybe this was not the smartest decision to batch this cocktail in this certain way. Let's see what else we can do. Maybe let me ask Nia what I should do, since this is her cocktail and she knows. Mm-hmm. And she only made 3,000 of them for the competition and for the Shining bar. Mm-hmm. So, and another thing is, obviously this is a joke, but if you want something done correctly by a manager, ask for the opposite. And then they'll do the opposite of what you say, because they don't like being talked to. Yeah. They don't like taking any direction from their, insubordinates?
Yeah, they're inferiors.
Then they're inferiors. But it's like, babe, I'll say it once, I'll say it twice. Like, you want to be in my position. I make more money than you.
Just do better, manager. Please.
Do better, please.
I feel like I'm saying that in every episode. Do better. Everyone, just do better.
And please watch this. We ask you guys to watch this every day. Yes, so I saw something funny on Instagram about Startenders, which is a bartender that opens, and they were getting shit on really bad. I felt personally attacked because I am a Startender when I work on the roof. I'm going to just say it for all the people. I'm the best opener. I batch. I go quick. And I know what I'm doing. But I get shit on because I get to go home and not close and then have a good night. But I do miss those late nights of just, I mean, in the speakeasy, we're opening and closing.
Mm-hmm.
The rooftop is more spread out and there's more people. So you get those shifts that are split and you can leave. I do miss that later night shift because I used to go grab a beer after most shifts with you guys, even though like I live further away. But Startenders, like, they have their pros. Like, again, like I said, you get to go home, you get to see daylight, you get to have a life. Why are you shaking your head?
No, you're right.
Now I ask the question, well, of course, Startenders usually, unless I think you work in a very brunch focused bar, you don't make as much money as the closers.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather be a Startender or a closer?
I mean, it would be nice to have my life back, but at the same time, I make a lot of money closing.
Yeah, it's that like give and take. Yeah. I like Startending because there's something about, I think at the bar I work at on the rooftop, I know people disagree with me all the time. I think opening is a lot harder than closing that bar. It takes longer because you're alone. Mm-hmm. You have to reel all those curtains up. You have to fill both, you just have to batch a lot. You have to fill everything, whatever. The closing is still hard, but there's usually two. And the person who opens, if it's just two people on a shift, that person will close the second well, so then that closer doesn't have to close two wells. Mm-hmm. I still think opening's harder, but I still would take it to be able to drive home in some form of daylight, mm-hmm. and not at like 1 a.m. Right. I think if I lived closer, I would always opt out to having that later shift because I feel more motivated in the morning. So I could go do my errands and groceries and work out more in the morning if I am a closer, but that's not how the cookie crumbles for me living the distance that I live. Mm-hmm. That's all I wanted to say about that. Yeah. Go Startenders. We love you. Go sit at your bar and drink after your shift while your other coworkers are drowning. I support it.
While the rest of us suffer through the night.
Absolutely.
And drive home at 2:00 in the morning and go to bed at 4.
Yeah. Have fun. You made more money than me.
A great time. Not exhausted at all.
No, never. Exhaustion? I don't even know what that is.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about a lot in this episode. So
yeah. Covered a lot of topics.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do another round of applause for our girl Mia. First comp winner. We love her.
And hopefully more to come in the future.
Oh, she's going to sweep those competitions, and we're going to hang out banners everywhere. Soon we're going to have a theme bar, and it's going to call Nia's Accomplishments.
Yeah.
It's just going to be all trophies, and we're just going to play Drake trophies on repeat over and over, and then we're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. Next is going to be the People's Choice Award.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get that.
And statues of Nia.
Yeah.
Like little, like, you know how the Oscar, it's like a golden man, it's just going to be a golden Nia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Love it. I can't not wait. But anyways, we'll probably put out a questionnaire on Instagram of like more what you guys want to hear. We love when you guys engage with us and tell us things you want to hear. So yeah, look out for those on our stories, probably some posts. If you want a t-shirt, please let us know. We would love to provide. We'd love for you to sport our name. Share with your friends. Tell them that we're the coolest girls you know. If you have any feedback on anything, we'd love to know about that too. So please fill our DMs, fill our comments, like, subscribe. Where can they find us?
You can find us at our Instagram handle, Fullfiguredofficial. Stream and watch our podcast on YouTube, Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And yeah, just give us a shout out if there's anything that you want us to talk about, if there's anything you want to see. Look, we're now looking for people to be on our podcast with us.
Yep.
So if you want to, come and guest star on our podcast, just let us know. So
we got some empty seats ready to go for y'all.
Yeah.
So we got some alcohol in the kitchen for you. So it's never a dull time in this household. And we can also go out more out of my town and go up to Nashville to record too. So any guests, anything like that. We haven't figured out the Skype thing yet, but we could probably try to work on that too. But for now, let us know. And we love y'all so much. Thank you for always tuning in and supporting us. That means more than you could ever imagine.
And once again, we raise our glasses to you.
Empty, per usual.
Absolutely. Thanks once again for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Love y'all.
I just wanna have fun. Come and beat me up.